and I haven't worked out which one's which yet, so we'll get there.
Maybe I should go and investigate on that.
Yeah, I think one's got a blue sticker above the windscreen and one's got a yellow something, but which one's which, I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
So on the next screen we have Jelly Snake Racing. Now Ash won his first race earlier this year. That is a quick car, but they've been having problems. I believe they had a quick visit into the crash barrier earlier. When they pull themselves together, that'll be a quick one to watch, and Ash knows what he's doing with engines. Following them up, 22nd overall, is Iceni. Following them is Tete Rouge, and some of you may know the name Paul Robertson. That's his car. He's not driving this weekend, I don't know why, but he is managing and mechanicking that team, so that will be a quick car. Behind them is the Scottish entry, the legendary Rambo car. It's great to see that car back out again. That car's been involved in this championship for many, many years. Behind them, now this entry, 2CV Defoe, I think it's called, is a Belgian entry. Looks like one of the top exotic carbon fibre body shelled things, but it's actually a different class. Those of you following us on the TSL website and looking at the TSL screens will notice it has a blue blob. They are 2CV engined. They're in a class of their own, although they do look very much like the cars with the yellow blobs next to them, which are BMW motorbike engined. Following them up is GR Racing, car 21, 26th place overall. Following them is Vision, then the next Franglais car. Then we have the Blueberry Tarts. That car is I believe it used to race in the championship years ago, is a complete rebuild. It's been painted in a very pretty, fetching metallic turquoise and purple. And that's currently 29th overall. They were still putting it together this morning. It was getting a bit stressed in that pit lane, so we'll see how they go. Built by Chris Yates of car number 40. Then following them we have Pork Pie Racing. Can't tell you a lot about them, I'm afraid. I don't know.
I'm really hoping that by the time I get down to Pork Pie Racing there will be some pork pies. I hope that's just not a name.
Well, I can tell you a story about pork pies. Any of the marshals listening, I've got a good friend who is a paddock marshal down at Brands Hatch, and he tells me that marshals are banned from eating pork pies on the post because it is a curse that means a car is likely to come around and hit the post. So any marshals here, you're welcome up to wander up and tell me if that's true or not, but I've been led to believe that flag marshals are not allowed pork pies on post because it's really, really bad luck.
Or, incidentally, as an alternative, if anybody has any pork pies to get rid of, and they want to let's say bring themselves good luck, we're here to take away some of the pork pies, and hence you'll have good luck.
Yeah, I'm sure the marshals are quite welcome to eat pork pies not on post.
No, I think they do need to give them to us, and we'll look after them.
Oh, okay. Well, you can look after them. Now, next up, 32 and 33 overall. These two cars, I've been waxing lyrical about these two. They are in the Belgian Classique cars. Those of you following us on TSL will notice they have pink blobs by their names. They are almost completely standard cars. They've even got standard bumpers on them. They're really not allowed to do very much of those cars at all. And one is the Dutch team. They're the only Dutch team here. So if you want to practice your Flemish, go and speak to them. They are wonderfully friendly guys. They speak beautiful English. They're quite happy to talk to anyone, and their car is the most immaculately prepared yellow Diane that I've seen in a very long time. And in the same class is another beautiful, immaculate car. I was, just drooling over it early today. I went into the pit lane and had a good look. And that is car 602, and the quality of the preparation that's gone in this car is absolutely beautiful. So those two are vying for the Classique trophy. And then at the moment in last place, now we need to find out how to pronounce this name. Is it really? They're a Scottish team. And those of you who remember Derek Coggill's car from years ago, the black and white and pink one, it's that car. and also got so many different colours on it. I've lost count. I think they're new. They're Scottish.
I'm literally heading down there right now to get the pronunciation. These things matter, Christine.
They do. We've got to get it right, and we can't insult them by getting their name wrong. And unfortunately, we've still got no sign of car 79, the other Team Lion car.
Well, funny you should say that. I've just literally walked past them. We're walking right back towards their garage now, garage 3 and 4, I think it is. And there were no cars in as 79 comes into the pits. What's the other one? 30 something or other?
The two Team Lion cars are 79 and 97. But I think they are sharing the pit garage with car 30, aren't they?
Something like that. Yes, I can confirm there are currently no cars in the garages, which means they must be out on track somewhere, as number 79 is having a driver change. So
right, well, he's not come up on the screens at all.
Okay, well.
So maybe he's just done an out and an in, I don't know. But
perhaps he's just literally gone out as I walked past. So maybe, as you say, he's on an out lap at the moment.
Yeah, let's hope so, because, we don't want anyone to not qualify, do we? We want everybody to come and have a really cracking weekend.
Yeah, incidentally, in between the two qualifying sessions, I was let's say commandeering their kettle for a cup of coffee, so thank you to the Team Lion.
Also, that would explain the full cup of coffee up here that's going cold.
Yes, thank you for keeping that warm. And incidentally, I didn't want to stick my nose in because the team did look very what's the word, focused.
Yeah.
And the type of focus that wouldn't ordinarily welcome me going, what's wrong with the car then?
Yeah.
That sort of focus. So whatever it was has, I presume, resulted in the car now being back out on track and hopefully, like you say, setting some really good times.
Oh, it's just appeared on the screen.
There we go.
It is 28th overall, so that's fantastic news.
So it has just gone out.
Yes.
Excellent. Right, I am literally down by garage number 23, which, according to my calculations, should be the one that we are anticipating finding out the correct pronunciation.
Oh, well, if you can find a tall, thin Scottish guy with shocking curly ginger hair, that is a lovely guy called Derek. That was his car. He sold it and is still managing to work on the car, so he'll be able to tell you.
Yes, you do realise that, Christine, he may be listening to this. So
that's all right. Derek's a good mate.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
He'll get his own bag.
I wouldn't feel confident calling his hair shocking, but maybe after the weekend we may be on bants terms together. So who knows? Incidentally, there's the car 23, garage 23. That's pretty much vacated, and there is seemingly a lot of action. A crowd of people out by the opposite garage, car 35, garage 22. I believe it's the Team Rebellion car, which is just started up right now. It is car 25, which shares the same garage. That's Really Racing.
Yes, that's the one we're trying to work out what they're called.
So it's actually, yes, that's the one.
And they're the ones in competition with Mim Motorsport for the most different colours on the car. I mean, it's yellow, it's blue, it's red, it's black.
So I can tell you I'll try and describe what's happening here. There's 8 people all looking into the front of the car, so that's the traditional sign of saying no journalists allowed.
Yeah, I would go and ask them later, perhaps.
Yeah, if there's more than 4 people, that's usually I take that as a sign of saying, well, just stay out of the way.
Yes.
But yeah, so we'll it looks like they're hopefully getting things prepared and getting things back on track very, very shortly, as I'm down the far end of the pit lane. So again, if you hear the microphone disappear, that's probably because it's gone out of range or something.
No, I can hear you clear as a bell.
That's good. So I did have a nice comment saying when if incidentally the microphone does go blank anyway, that'll be maybe the best few minutes of radio they've ever heard. So that's nice, isn't it? I suppose so. As I'm at the obvious, unfortunate lack of a TSL timing screen, and which I know we're streaming now live on, I believe, the Motorsport Radio Facebook page, at least. So you'll be able to literally see what Christine can see. Which is Christine? What's happening?
Not much has changed, actually. We still have the BMW Belgian prototype cars are the top 5 quickest. They're still followed by 3 minis, and then a bit of a gap, and then another mini. And we still have Gadget Racing, who's the fastest British 2CV, closely followed by Car 97. So really, there hasn't been a lot of change since the last time I've run through the list, except Jelly Snake has moved up a bit. Car 23, Ash Carter. And they had a bit of an issue earlier. We think they got a bit too intimate with the crash barrier. They're now on the first screen, so they've moved up a couple of paces. But really, it's fairly much as it was. Really Racing, how we're pronouncing that at the minute, they seem to have only done 1 lap at the minute. So if they've got their nose under the bonnet looking a bit stressed, I can understand why.
Yeah, there seems to be more people poking their heads, as if almost to sort of say, yeah, I don't like the look of this. It's one of those sort of jobs, really, as let's just hope that I mean, I'll give them the space that they need, obviously, as more and more cars pile into pit lane. Some are doing driver changes, as the
that's right, all 4 drivers need to, well, those teams that have 4 drivers need to drive in the session. I tell you what you can do for me. You can go up to pit garage 11 to Team Toy Shed, the white Mini, because they were having issues earlier. They had an overheating, and
that's right.
And they had their heads under the bonnet, and you didn't want to go and disturb them earlier. So we can, hopefully they're running fine now. They look to be. They're putting some competitive times. Perhaps we can ask them if they've fixed their overheating and that everything's okay.
Yes, are they showing up on the timing screen? Are they out on track at the moment?
They're on the screen. They appear to be out on track, but there'll be somebody in the pit garage.
I will investigate, Christine, for you.
But you'll find the mini guys, they're all really approachable. They don't mind you going and asking daft questions.
Well, that is literally what I will be doing. So there we go. As I just dive out of the way of a car coming in here with its super bright LED lights. It's number 65. Stopping in front of me with what looks to be a driver change.
That'd be one of the Belgian cars, BNLL2. Currently 4th quickest overall.
I can't quite see who's getting in that. I don't recognise.
No, they'll be Belgian guys. I'm afraid I can't help you there. I don't know them all. They're all welcome to come up here and say hello and introduce themselves. So please do. If I don't know who you are, just because I've been involved in. I've worked it out. This is my 20th year of racing my Stinky, my 2CV. So it's my 20th year of racing with the same car. I still don't know everybody, so come and say hi.
Yes, certainly, and we'll have more commentators for the actual race as well, and they'll be assisting and helping and trying to fill in the gaps when we're fast asleep and getting some rest, Christine.
Absolutely.
Well. So,
and this internet channel, we get listeners all over the world. So even if you can't speak English, if you're one of the Belgian guys and you want to come up here and speak French or Flemish, or one of the Dutch guys, or even Krista Halgren can come and say hello to his friends in Sweden or Germany, please come up and say hello.
I'm currently stood right in the way of, diving out of the way of the Franglaise Racing 256 car, which has just done a driver change. Again, no idea who's getting in the car. Some of the teams, and I think it's not very regimented. So some will have they'll sort of blacken out the other drivers' names to reveal who's actually in the car. So that some are operating some sort of system to tell us.
What you'll find there is that some of these cars are driven by 5 or 6 different people throughout the season. They have to black out the names of the people who aren't driving in this particular race meeting.
Okay.
So,
well, in particular, I mean, I think that's. I'm guessing that's what's happening with some of the drivers. Anyway, I know that I think one of the Lion cars, they have a system, or maybe both of the Lion cars.
Yes, they're unique. They have a system outside the back of their pit garage where they have a list of the drivers' names on the wall, and they've got this sticky Velcro dots, and they stick the dot against the name of the driver who's in the car.
Very organised.
Yeah, they're the only team who does it. As a previous team manager of a winning team here, as well as a winning driver, I never have time to do stuff like that. I'm too busy concentrating on making the car run. But so yeah, Team Lion are the only team that do that. The rest of the time, we just have to go up to the team and say, "Who's in the car then?"
Oh, and I'm almost getting run over by number 172.
Who are 172? Oh, that's one of the yellow minis.
Yes, which came perilously close to my feet. So thank you for that.
Yes, there are 2 yellow minis here this weekend, and 172 has a checkered yellow and black pattern on the roof.
And on the back as well.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
And 171 is a slightly darker yellow, which you can obviously not see in the dark, with a plain black roof.
Which is 172 is they're being wheeled back into the garage, so it is a bit more than just a simple driver change. So that's what's happening at the moment.
Yep.
Frantic activity, really fascinating to see so much activity. How long have we got left on the clock?
23 minutes.
It's going by pretty quick, isn't it?
It is. You'll find the 24 hours goes really quickly as well.
Well, without sounding too disrespectful, I really hope so, to be honest, because
it's a long time to stay awake and talk sense.
Yeah, no, I'm totally anticipating not talking. Not that I talk sense anyway. Regular listeners of Motorsport Radio will know, but yeah, that basically.
So I think Team Toy Shed, the white Mini, they're the ones that had overheating earlier. I think they're in the garage one down from the yellow ones. I think they're in garage 11.
Okay. Yes, you had sent me on a little request before I got distracted by almost dying.
Yeah.
So apologies for that.
Yeah, don't die.
So right. Okay. So garage 11. Okay. Well, I'll come back to you in a moment, Christine.
Okay.
And I'll let you read some more times and stuff while I find people to chat to.
Yeah, okay, so I'll speak to you in a minute. Right, okay, so still the 5 quickest cars are the BMW engined prototypes that race in the Belgian Championship. They're racing to their own regulations. And so if any of you fancy going over to Spa in October, you will see exactly the same cars there. And we invite them over here as a guest in our race because they invite the British 2CVs as a guest to be in their race at Spa. Following them up, not quite so quick, about 10 seconds a lap slower than the Belgian prototypes, are the Minis. These are Mini Grands. These are British cars, but they generally race in their own championship with 1275cc engines. They have put 1 litre engines in for the 24-hour race, and they're a lovely bunch of guys. They're doing really well. Unfortunately, Misfits aren't quite as quick as the other 3 Minis, but hopefully they'll pick up the pace. So at the moment, the lead 602 2CV is car number 1 from Gadget Racing, based in Wisbech. And the second quickest 2CV is Team Lion, that's car 97. So just as an idea of times, the Belgian cars are doing sort of 1 minute 40, 1 minute 42 as their best laps. These are the BMW motorbike engined Belgian cars. The Minis are doing, they're sort of getting on for 10 seconds a lap slower. They're about 152, 153. And the top UK 2CVs are doing about 155. I would expect in perfect weather conditions that they would be a little bit quicker than that, but you know, that's a good solid time.
Christine, if I could
Yes.
just be very rude of me to butt in, but
Go ahead.
I'm now witnessing a driver change down with the lovely, as you described, and it is really lovely, I can confirm, Mini of 177 Team Toy Shed. Yes, we've had a driver change, and so Team Toy Shed. What's your name? Sorry,
Danielle Fursland.
Hey, and who's in the car at the moment?
Sorry?
Who's in the car right now?
Andy Slade.
Andy's in the car, and you just jumped out.
Yeah, just got out.
How was it?
Yeah, fun. Yeah, it's a bit different in the dark.
Yeah. Was it better, or just different to what you maybe thought?
Seems a lot faster in the dark.
Oh, really? Okay.
For some reason.
So just tell us then, talk us through how the team's getting through the preparations today. Going to plan for you, and
not going to plan at all. Everything.
'Cause we noticed there was a bit of work going on in the first qualifying session. What problem?
Right, and the it's pumping out water and that, so we think the head gasket might be on its way out.
Oh dear. Okay. Is that something that, I mean, tell us then, is that an easily fixable sort of thing?
About an hour and a half's work to do the head gasket. Then we'll go from there. Sort the brakes out and bits and pieces tonight and tomorrow, and then fingers crossed. We've had 4 years of no problems, so we've got to have some problems, haven't we?
Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It could come in another year, but yeah, let's just hope that. I mean, the car's okay now. It's gone on track.
Yeah, no, it's a bit sketchy, but yeah, it'll do for a minute.
So was you in the car? Who was in the car when the brakes started to not happen?
They started to go. I came in, they weren't. I said they're a bit not too good, and then Chris Slade went out after, and then he said that they weren't very good neither, so they had to change the pads and everything then.
From your point of view, and try and tell us what it's like, because I've got no idea what it's like being in a car when the brakes are not as they should be, hurtling into a corner at whatever speeds. What was you thinking? And keep it clean, please.
I was just thinking that I can't go off, and I've got to learn. You know, you've got to learn to. You've got to have a bit of, you know, sort of thing to let the foot back off a brake again. So you've got to let your foot back off and pump it a couple of times to get it to go, which takes a lot, and it's quite nervous.
So is it something that you had to sort of drive around, or did you just bring it in immediately?
No, carried on.
Yeah, fair enough. It wasn't that bad, obviously, but yeah, it'll be.
We coped.
Yeah, well, and it's good to see the car back out on track anyway. And I'm not too sure what the positions are at the moment, but it's getting some track time is the main thing. I think so.
Definitely, because this is the first time I've been to this track before. So normally it's Anglesey on Spa.
So tell us about your racing sort of history then.
I've been doing car rallying since I was 17 with my dad. I'm a driver. Started off in a Mark 1 Escort, and then I've progressed now, and I got a WRC Subaru. So I only do this twice a year.
Wow. Okay. And is this a bit of is this like just a bit of pure fun for you? Because I obviously you're used to driving a bit more powerful cars.
Yeah, it's just purely for fun. Purely for fun. It's something totally different I never thought I'd do, and I had the opportunity, so I've taken it up.
Wow. Well, we'll have to keep up to date with what happens for the rest of the qualifying and in the race as well. So thank you very much, and best of luck.
Brilliant, thank you.
So there we are. That's the inside line for you then, Christine, on Team Toy Shed, and yeah, lots of interesting stories like that up and down the pit lane.
Yeah, I must admit, when I saw them pouring steam earlier, I was a bit concerned it might be the head gasket. So
You are right.
yeah, let's hope they can get it fixed. They can change engines in the race in the Mini, but they can't do 8-minute changes like we did. I stood and watched one at Anglesey. I think it was not last year, the year before, and I think it was about 2 hours. But I can't remember which team it was, but they changed the engine. They got back out there, which I thought was fantastic. Anyway, are you anywhere near pit garage number 12?
I'm inside a particular garage. I'm not sure which one it is. As car 7 rolls out. I'm on the opposite side of where you said. Why?
Right.
What? Do I have another assignment?
Yes.
Okay.
Now, in pit garage number 12 is the Dutch Diane Racing Team. They're the only Dutch team here. Now, they speak the most immaculate English, and they're all very friendly. And it'd be fantastic if one of them could come and say hello, because, as I say, they're the only Dutch people here, and their car is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to wax lyrical about their car. I've not seen it before today, and I'm just blown away. It's gorgeous.
I have to say, some of these LEDs on these cars are absolutely ridiculously bright.
Some of this modern LED technology, when I first started racing in 24-hour races, it was all incandescent bulbs, and you'd be watching your voltage on the back straight and turning your spotlights off because your alternator couldn't cope.
My retinas have just been burnt, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's nice being able to see at night, but
yeah.
Wow,
some of these modern lights, particularly the marker lights, and a lot of people running LED headlights, it's phenomenal how the technology has come in the last 10 years that we can have such bright lights that use so little voltage and produce so little heat. It's amazing. I tell you, just the technology is phenomenal.
I mean, if you get the chance to actually be in pit lane during the race, Christine, during the actual race itself, I think you might need some shades.
Yes.
To be perfectly honest, because even though it is a night race, we're heavily flood lit,
Yeah.
and also the LEDs are quite honestly they're blinding.
They
to be
are.
honest.
Yes, don't look at the front of the car when it comes in the pits. But anyway, so I shall give another quick rundown while you're
Yes.
trying to find the Dutch guys. So we still have the top 5, and I suspect will continue to be most of the weekend, is the BMW engined Belgian cars, topped by BNLL Team 1. As I say, these guys are a guest in our championship. They're not regulars, so if any of them want to come up here and introduce themselves, you are more than welcome. Now there's been a bit of a split up here. The top 3 minis were quite close together, but now we have a 2CV. Team Lion 97 is now faster than Team Toy Shed. So we have 2CVs breaking up the minis. So we have Mini, 2CV, Mini, and then Gadget Racing. Then Tet Rouge Racing. I told you earlier they'd be quick, and they're proving me right. They're up to 3rd 2CV overall. Then we have the Misfits Mini. I'm sure they'll be up there soon. Hollis Motorsport doing really well there, 13th overall, followed by MIM. Now that's one of those cars in competition with Reely for the most different colours on the car. It's gained pink or purple splodges since I last saw it at Brands Hatch. Then we have Jelly Snake, another one to watch because Ash Carter's a race winner and he knows how to put a car together, but they've just had a really unlucky day. 16th overall is Team Rebellion, followed by Team ECAS, Steve Wolford, the Blueberry Muffins and Twin Snails. Over onto the second screen, if you're following us via the TSL timing website, we have Car 30, that's run by the Prioretti family. Following that, 22nd overall is Rambo, and that is a beautiful green bamboo car, and previously raced by the legendary Graham Harper, who's sadly no longer with us, but it's fantastic to see his car still out there, still looking like his car. Then we have the first of the Franglais cars. There are 2 cars that look very, very similar, both burgundy, followed by Iceni, then the second Team Lion car, which we're a bit concerned about earlier, but it's out there now putting some laps in. Then GR Racing, then we have another 2CV from Belgium. Now those of you following us on TSL, that's the one with the blue blob. They are 2CV engines, so they're still got a fancy prototype body shell that looks like it's from space, but it has a 2CV engine under there rather than a motorbike engine. Following then is Pork Pie Racing, Vision, the second Franglais car, the Blueberry Tarts, which is a brand new car. It was bought as a virtual wreck a few months ago and they were still putting it together this morning. Then we have the Dutch Diane Racing Team.
Christine,
Have you found them?
sorry to interrupt.
Hello?
One of the Dutch guys from the Diane car. Sorry.
We're from the Dutch Diana Racing Team.
That's right, yes, and the car 123 has just actually come in to the pits. What was was there an issue?
We thought we were told us to stay out for a while, so we completed our test ride. So it's perfect.
Excellent. And how's the this weekend going for the team so far for you?
Very well. Yeah, there's no complaint. Everything's we had a good preparation. A few weeks ago. So at the moment the car running fantastic, and and now every time we came in for the pits, we just checking the oil and the tires if there's not enough pressure. So and that's all right at the moment.
Well, your car's certainly getting a lot of attention because it's looking very beautiful in the very yellow, and there are a couple of
racing
yellow
stripes on it.
racing stripes as well. So tell us what else does the team race in, and what else do you do personally?
2 years ago we started only one race in the year, that was at Spa. Last year we drove on Spa and Crocs and Tenois, and this year for the first time we are in England. So
And how are you finding Snetterton?
fantastic. It's a nice circuit. So we couldn't practice, but so the track is completely new for us. Yeah, it's going to be okay. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see a huge smile on your face anyway, and best of luck for the race. And I think the team just getting ready for. Oh, I think they want me in the photo doing some sort of press interview sort of thing. So I'll be pretending to sort of actually interviewing you. So I didn't catch your name. Sorry, by the way.
My name's Rob.
Rob. Okay, excellent. And so the team's done all the qualifying now. You're all done with your program.
Excuse me.
You're done with the qualifying for now.
Yeah, we're done with the qualifying. Yeah. Everything went well, and we were a little afraid earlier this day that we couldn't make it into the hour because we have 5 drivers, and we thought we had to do 3 complete laps. But after speaking to the organization, they said it's 1 out lap, 1 fast lap, and after that a coming in lap. So we had no problem with the time. So. We got the questions for at the moment, but there are no time for us to go faster on at the moment. So we thought it was okay for today.
Hey. Well, very best of luck, and thank you for chatting to us. And where are you? You're going to be driving in this in what sort of stint? In what are you going to be starting the race?
The classics.
Yeah.
We start the race in the classics cars.
Okay. And who's going to be starting this race this weekend?
Eric Nederpelt is going to start this day. We follow the names on the windscreen. So.
Oh, it's literally in. Yeah. Okay, so it's Eric and who are the other people in the team?
It's Eric as well. First start Eric Nederpelt. After that Eric van der Voort. Then I drive Rob van der Voort. After that is Frank Verkoppen. Is the fastest of us. And after that Martijn van der Goes. And we in the race we're gonna drive 1.5 hours each. And after that we're gonna change driver. And at the moment we change driver. The next driver will be standing ready if there is any problem. But we don't expect any problem. So it's gonna be a great race. Nice, beautiful weather at the moment. You've heard about England, and it's always rain. And
no, it never rains in this race ever. It's a
beautiful place at the moment. It's great to be here. Fantastic.
Rob, very best of luck to you and the team and the car and everything. And I understand, Christine, that how long have we got left on the clock?
Just over 6 minutes, and we have the safety car lights on, and I've just spotted it, and I can't see where the incident is.
Okay.
So I'm afraid I can't be of much help.
Well, it is dark, to be fair. So.
Yes, well, I do have monitors here, but
well, they're dark as well.
Yeah, I've just got blobs of light. So. We do have a couple of minis who've gone into Parc Ferme because obviously they'll be scrutineering, so they've obviously decided to call it the end of their session, but obviously nobody's going to go any faster while the yellow lights are on, but I'm afraid I can't be more informative than that. The yellow lights are on, so
yeah, that's absolutely fine. And wasn't it interesting hearing from the Rob, whose last name I can't actually pronounce, so I'm not going to.
De Voort, I think it is, something like that.
Well done. Wasn't it really interesting to hear that the team have literally finished all their sort of qualifying laps, and that's enough?
Yeah,
with like 10 minutes left to go in the session.
And to be honest, I think with the yellow flags out, there's a few people coming up to Parc Ferme now to queue up for post-session scrutineering. So I don't think we're going to see anything really spectacular happen now. But I told you those Dutch guys spoke great English, didn't they?
Good enough for me to understand anyway. When I mean, English people can't usually understand what I'm saying, so that's top marks to Rob from that team. Then.
Yeah, and they're all so friendly. I just went into the pit garage earlier while I was doing a bit of recceing so that I knew what I was talking about, and they were really friendly and welcoming. So I think they're my sort of pet favourite team for the weekend. And my little boy sort of adores the Yellow Diane as well. So as much as I should be impartial, I think they're my secret favourites. But anyway, I didn't finish running down the list.
Secret favourite as in you've just said it on the radio?
Oh, did I really? Yes. Oh dear.
I'm sure they would. Yeah, nobody's listening, so don't worry.
Oh well. Anyway, also they're in a class of 2, with them in the same class is car 602, which is another absolutely beautiful car. But I nosed in their pit garage earlier, and they're speaking an awful lot of French and not much English, so I'm afraid I didn't get much out of them. And have we found out how to pronounce really yet?
I went into the earlier, and there wasn't much happening. There was no car, and I was trying to make eye contact with someone. So I'm not, to be honest, no, we haven't found out. What I want to get your views on, actually, Christine, is what do we think of a safety car during qualifying?
Well, we don't generally see safety cars in qualifying very often, but to be honest, a lot of drivers who only normally do sprint races will never have experienced a safety car before. And so actually it could just be jolly good practice for those drivers out there. And even laps behind the safety car still count as qualifying laps. So if there's a car that's been having trouble and they haven't got enough laps in, and there's a driver still needing to qualify, actually you still want to be out there just learning how the track looks in the dark. So although safety car in qualifying is unusual, I think it's a good idea, actually. When the need arises, not just for some random reason.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, you do make a brilliant point that obviously I'd overlooked, in that, it puts laps on the board for some drivers who need to get laps.
Absolutely.
Obviously, instead of just putting a red flag out and then potentially going, and arguing with the clerk of the course to say, well, I would have done my qualifying laps and qualified for the race if it hadn't been for the red flag. Type of situation.
And also, this late at night, it's not like they can just tack an extra 20 minutes on at the end of the session to make up the time. Whereas in a regular sort of sprint race meeting, if there's an incident, they do their best to sort of, perhaps they run a bit into the lunchtime, or there's always a bit of leeway in the timetables to catch the time up. But we're on curfews for sort of the amount of noise we're allowed to make at what time. So, we can't just say, oh, well, have an extra hour later on tonight. So, anyway, there's only 2 minutes remaining, and it's still yellow.
Yeah, still yellow. I would like to guess whether we will end up finishing this session under a qualifying session, finishing and qualifying under a safety car, which sounds strange to say, but still, I'm looking down the pit lane from the far end of the pit lane, and there are a couple of cars in pit lane. Seemingly anticipating going back out again, because as it looks like that everybody who's in the pits is poised and ready to go back out on track. So it looks like we haven't seen the very end of this qualifying just yet.
Yeah, well, the light at the end of the pit lane is still green, so somebody would be allowed out on track now and would go around and take the checkered flag. So if somebody is desperate for laps, or they've been repairing their car, it's worthwhile just to go and get that sort of out lap and in lap in, because that's enough to tell, if you've fixed your engine or your gearbox is still crunchy. But there are quite a few cars now queuing up for in Parc Fermé to go through scrutineering. In fact, the scrutineers are obviously on the ball tonight, because I've seen a few cars go through scrutineering and be released the other side already. So obviously the officials are quite keen to see them through, and
also they don't want to hang about, they want to go home.
Well, most of the officials won't be going home. They'll be staying in hotels and things, because officials come from all over the country to do this, and I've been chatting to some of the officials today, and some of them are personal friends as well. Michelle Harland, who's one of the secretaries of the meeting here, she comes from the northwest somewhere. John Felix is one of the clerks. He lives near the North Welsh borders, not far from me. So people come from all over the country. The people aren't going home. They're either sleeping in their caravan like you and I are, or staying in a hotel. So but yeah, I think people will be keen to get some sleep, because it's going to be a long night tomorrow night.
Yes, in that it won't actually sort of stop. I've just witnessed maybe a driver change, a pit stop anyway, from the 33 car Team ECAS.
Well, the checkered flag has... now I'm watching the start line marshal. He's got the checkered flag in his hand. I thought he was about to wave it, but maybe not.
Okay.
Oh, no, he switched to a yellow flag.
fair enough. Maybe I don't even know what's going on. But yes, I'm having a quick look around for some people to chat to. Is there anyone else other than the people that you've told me to go and chat to that want to have a word with?
Oh, who's a top guy? Which pit garage are you in, roughly?
I'm right outside 25, 26, so the
so you're
far
right
side.
down the end.
Yes.
Well, right in the last garage is Team Gadget Racing. You've got Wayne Cowling there, who's from Wiz Beach, so this is his local track. He's a former winner, and he's looking to be competitive. You can go and stick him out if you like. But they might be in Parc Ferme and going through scrutineering, so they're one of the one to watch. They're one of the favourites to win.
Yeah, I've not yet asked you your top tips for win, but maybe I shouldn't because of the nature of the race, to be honest, and knowing all the things that could go wrong, probably might go wrong, but maybe we'll save that again for tomorrow's broadcast, and we'll have like a running chart of seeing who's right and wrong.
Right, can I just say they've put the red light on at the end of the pit lane, so that I can't see the main gantry above the straight, but I think that's the end of the session.
Yes, I would imagine so, since the time is up.
Yep.
And
but
yes,
this race is one of those things you just don't know until the flag drops, because sometimes there's really quick guys who have lots of issues, and when we won, we weren't the fastest car, we were just the most reliable. So it's one of those that it's at this stage it's anybody's.
So yes, Checkered Flag is now out, and yes, you are listening to Motorsport Radio. Exclusive live radio coverage all weekend on motorsport.radio and the 2CV Club website as well, and also live visual radio, i.e. a modest video stream on a couple of Facebook channels, one of which is Motorsport Radio, and also as well the 2CV Club Racing Facebook as well. We're streaming on so many things this weekend. But my name is Les. Christine Savage is here.
Hello.
And who has the final results from the night qualifying session, Christine?
Right, so this should be the grid for tomorrow. We have the top 5 places, as ever, filled by BMW motorbike engined 2CV based prototype cars. So the Belgian team BNLL1 will have pole position, BNLL2 will be second, followed by Wingrove, which I believe are British guys, but they race in the Belgian class in the Belgian Championship. Then we have 17 MCC, Spliffar by TDS. Somebody can correct me if I've pronounced that wrong. Then we have some minis. We have Team Minions, that's a yellow mini, and they have balloons made to look like minions from the film outside their pit garage, so they're 6th overall. The second mini is Wrong Direction, which I believe is another yellow one. Then we have the top 2CV, Team Line 1, number 97, one of the hot favourites for the race, I think. Always quick, that car. Then another Mini, Team Toy Shed, the white one that was having head gasket issues earlier. Let's hope they can really get that fixed and get that car reliable for tomorrow, because they're a thoroughly nice bunch of guys. Then we have the next 2CV, or the second 2CV overall, Gadget Racing, who are based down in pit garage number 26. Then Tete Rouge, which I believe are also in garage 26 or 25, red car, the Paul Robertson car, so they're doing really well and putting in some good times. Then 12th overall we have the 4th and final Mini, the Misfits team. Then we have Hollis Motorsports, real underdog, low budget team, family team. They're one to watch. They're a really nice, friendly bunch of guys. They'll help anybody. Then we have Mim Racing, who are 14th overall. Team Lion 2, which spent a lot of that session in the pit, so it's really good they got back out there and have got right into the fray there and put in some good times. Then the first Frongley car, 16th overall. Then we have 17th overall is Jelly Snake, Ash Carter to car 23, blue car. Then 18th overall we have Rebellion, followed by Team ECAS, followed by Steve Wolford. So onto the second screen, for those of you who are following on the TSL screens, we have in 21st place overall we have the Blueberry Muffins, followed by Twin Snails. Oh, hang on, the screen's just changed. Suddenly we've had a refresh and it's all different.
I see. Yes, I do see what's been updated. However, we'll bring you the latest on that. I am right now in the garage with the standing in front of the so far P1 Diane of car 42. It's Rudy Capitas who was piloting that machine towards the end of the qualifying session, and I think he's accidentally drove into the garage instead of Parc Fermé. He's still in the car. I'm just waiting to have a quick chat with him. But yeah, give us a quick update as to what's changed then.
Right, I think what they've done is they've merged the two sessions and given us combined results. So rather than just who was quickest in that session, what they've done is they've added the two together. That's why the screen has suddenly refreshed.
Indeed.
So what I thought was the final results was actually just the second session. And to be honest, it hasn't changed a massive amount. We still have BNLL1 on pole. There's been a little bit of change within the Belgian cars, but it's still the Belgian prototypes who are the top 5, followed by 3 minis. Still Team Lion is the top 2 CV, but now that's brought car 30, the Prioretti car, up to second place within the 2 CVs, followed by a mini, and then we've got, I shall go through it quite quickly, we've got Rebellion, Gadget, Tete Rouge, Steve Walford, Blueberry Muffins, Jelly Snake, Mim, Twin Snails and Hollis. Then over on the second screen we've got Franglais, Team Lion, GR, ECAS, Pork Pie, Iceni, Rambo. Then the 2CV engined Belgian prototype, the second Franglais car, Vision, Blueberry Tarts, then the 2 immaculately prepared Classique cars. So you've got the Dutch guys in the yellow Diane, and then you've got the Belgian guys in the beautiful black and white 2CV. And following up the rear we have Really, the Scottish guys, having all sorts of problems, but they're still in there, they're still competing, but they're last on the grid.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that final qualifying date, and viewers of our visual radio stream on the Motorsport Radio Facebook page will be able to see exactly what Christine is watching. We have a version of the TSL timing screen on there, so yes, fear not, Christine. People did see exactly what you were talking about. Yes.
Oh good, I wasn't just making it up then.
No, they literally could see, and I'm just literally trying to... the 42 machine is surrounded all of a sudden as it came into the garage by what seems to be about 6 mechanics. The front of the car, of this car, the front got some immediate attention. I don't know exactly what with it. Rudy Peters is just piloting the car. Rudy? Yes. Hello.
Sorry, I don't speak English.
Okay. Well, this is what we feared, Christine. Unfortunately,
Just say merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
And walk away.
So yeah.
Oh, I've lost you. You've gone quiet.
Pilot.
Yes. Can you hear? Okay now.
You're breaking up, but you're just about back.
Okay, excellent. So P number 1. Congratulations for the team.
Ok. Rudy, il te félicite pour ton bon résultat. Merci beaucoup.
Excellent, and not much else to say, I suppose. But how was the car? How is the car? How are you enjoying driving here?
Comment était la voiture et comment tu t'es amusé sur le circuit?
Live translated.
C'est magnifique. It's a fantastic circuit. He enjoyed the circuit. Yeah.
Fantastic stuff. And how was?
And the car was perfect.
Perfect. Yes. Well, I noticed that the front of the car is getting a bit of attention. Is there any concerns about the car at the moment? Because as Rudy came in, everybody was looking at the front of the car.
It was just noise in the gearbox, but it's not terrible. Just we have to adjust something, and it will be okay for tomorrow.
So not a problem.
No, it's not a problem. And if it's a problem, we have everything to repair and to make the car perfect for the start.
Excellent. What's your name, sir?
My name is Jean-Pierre. I'm a friend of the pilot.
Excellent. Thank you very much for translating, Jean-Pierre, and congratulations and to the team, and yes, to Rudy indeed, who has a wonderful beard he's sporting as well.
You had a 42.
Sorry?
I say you the 42 is the best, huh? When you are coming to the timekeeping.
You did, and not that I didn't believe you, because obviously everybody says that they're going to be the best. But yes, it was correctly predicted. So, what's your name? Sorry.
Thierry de Bonhomme. I'm one of the 3 pilots of the 42.
Yes, Thierry, and I probably should explain to listeners that me and did bump into each other earlier in the day, and he did say that Thierry did tell me that number 42 was going to be the best, and I politely nodded and said, "Okay, yes."
Don't remember we are the last winner of the 24 hours in Snetterton 4 years ago.
Right. Yes. So and
the time, the best time, that was with this car too, and it was 1 second 40, 1 minute 40 seconds. And now you see the evolution.
So it's gone faster.
1 second per year.
And this is the same car, is it?
It's the same car, but we have changed the gearbox. We have another regulation, and the gearbox is a second shell. Right.
Fantastic stuff. Well,
before that was a normal boat.
And can I get you the lottery numbers from you? Because you obviously on today. So either you, or maybe you knew something that everybody else didn't.
No, but I think the 24 hours is very long. But the organization of the team is the principal. We say always the 24 hours are winning in the pit lane. When we change the pilots, when we work on the cars and so on. And to win here 20 seconds, it's very important because we are winning 1 second per round on the track. So it's very particular, but on the track the difficulty is the traffic, and so I think it's the experience they win. When you are so the other car, the overtake and so on, it's like in Le Mans with the LMP1.
It does look like, especially at night time. Yes, you're quite right. I mean, it looks almost like Le Mans, and you say there. Yes, there's a certain challenge of overtaking. Now, tell me, when you're overtaking, are you expecting other cars to move out of your way, or do you try and get out around them?
No, we are very respect for the other. When you are just before the other, you are checking how they are driving. In fact, you must long way check.
Yeah, think about what they're doing.
Yes, you understand how they drive, whenever they want to overtake, and so you wait. You are able to lose 1 or 2 seconds for a round, because if you ever crashed, you have all to lose.
Exactly. Well done. Congratulations. And it'll be really interesting to see what happens in the race. Really. So, is the team going to be celebrating much, or is it straight to bed?
Sure, we'll see tomorrow.
I do notice a couple of bottles being opened in celebration, but you're allowed.
And
yes.
so the 3 category, in fact. It's a beautiful battle for the UK 2CV and for the Mini too. The Mini, they are always on the same round, and it's very particular for this car too.
It's a beautiful machine, and the team's done the best job so far, I would say.
Yes, okay. Thank you.
Best of luck in the race. Thank you very much. And so an interesting insight. I wanted to ask Thierry there, because we heard from other drivers about some of the challenges, Christine, about how some of the Europeans perhaps take on, or the overtaking challenge, and it was just interesting to hear. That's all.
To be honest, the rules always are, if you're the one that's overtaking, it's your responsibility to do it safely. But it's also the responsibility of the person you're overtaking to look in their mirrors and not suddenly jink across you or do something erratic. And Yeah, just be respectful of each other and give each other space. Just another thing as well, that particular car, I remember it well because we were leading over, my team was leading overall for a while, because their car, they're incredibly quick, but they're fragile. And they spent a lot of times in the pits. They actually only were ahead of us by a couple of laps in the end, considering, you know, they're well over 10 seconds a lap quicker than the UK class. We nearly won the race overall because they're fragile. So I hope they're not counting their chickens before they hatch. They are a quick car.
Yeah.
And they do know what they're doing, but they're fragile.
Well, it looks to me like, and as you heard me describe, that as soon as Rudy came into his garage, the team popped open the front of the car, and they were swarming all over the front. Instead of celebrating, they were swarming all over the front of the of that car and looking to see us. Almost there was a problem. It didn't look like.
They're just qualified on pole.
Yeah, and it was as we heard. So as they I think they said it was a slight perhaps gearbox issue or a worry or a concern.
I must admit, I don't know what kind of gearboxes those guys run, because they're a motorbike engined car. They've got a BMW motorbike engine in rather than a Citroen based engine. I've no idea what kind of gearboxes they actually run.
Obviously a fragile one.
Yeah, well, I don't know what their problems were, 4 years ago, but they spent a lot of time in the pits, so we'll see. I tell you what, if you're on your way back here, if you can catch our friend Martin, because he's the top 2 CV.
Yes, I had returned back to the studio, the second studio. I will, however, go back down because we're broadcasting on the internet. Obviously, we have no time constraints. We're only constrained by our own enthusiasm and energy and need for sleep and such. So,
Yes.
I will head over there right now. In terms of looking at the positions which you have in front of you, and
I don't anymore. They've cut the service off.
Oh, okay. But I suppose our visual radio listeners and viewers will be able to still see the TSL timing screen, or what was the TSL timing screen.
I don't know. I think TSL only works while it's actually happening. Then it goes off for a while, and then you have to download the PDF file later.
Yeah, I guess they were sort of quick to pack up the laptops and go and get some sleep, I suppose. Fair play to them. They've got another meeting tomorrow here.
Yes.
There's the supercarts here on track, and also the MG Car Club, or NGOC, and also something else as well, which I forgot. But
I thought it was just MGs and carts, to be honest.
might actually be that, I think. Right, so who am I looking for at the moment?
Our friend Martin, because his car's just plonked itself on the, I was going to say pole, but it's the quickest GB2CV.
Okay, excellent. Here we go. Martin Harold with a mouthful of chocolates and a coffee in hand. I will say congratulations.
Why? Well, Pete's fastest.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's very good. We didn't really expect it, to be honest, but we're
Is that breaking news?
Well, we've been rather focused on 79, which has had every possible problem today, and it just scraped all the 4 drivers through by the skin of its teeth.
Was that? Did they do that behind the safety car?
No. Well, they went out with the safety car, and it just got the 3rd lap in before they had to come off track.
Because we were wondering about the safety car. Is it to get, obviously, your guys the laps that they needed?
I don't know. Was there something? We assumed there was a yellow light somewhere. A car stopped on the track somewhere. We didn't know. Couldn't see anything.
That's what we think as well. But yeah, I mean, instead of, obviously it works because your guys got the laps.
There's also a bit of open to discussion about what 3 laps counts as. And I know Nick Crispin's been taken round in the safety car to do his 3 laps because his engine stopped. So it's a discussion point. But we're safe. We're pleased. Been up in the garage tonight.
So talk us through, if you don't mind, if it's not too if it's not too much of a trade secret, as to what the problems for one of the cars has actually been.
It seems to be a strange electrical problem that took all the experts in the pit lane to sort out, and in the end it was just something simple to do with the timing, but it was a whole chain of things that caused it.
So it was like you sort of had to work backwards to find the little thing that was causing that.
The fault, as always, was the bleeding obvious when you got there.
it always is the case, I suppose. But yeah,
£2 million car issue.
yeah, it's good to know that you're both cars are in the race, and teams can sort of take a sigh of relief now.
Well, we're okay. I just hope everyone else in the pit lanes also got qualified, because I know there's been quite a lot of cars there having problems, and we sympathise with them, and we just hope that ways can be found to get every car on track, because we need everyone out there.
Yeah, you make a good point earlier as well. The sort of camaraderie amongst this championship as well in the 2CV racing from all over Europe as well means that if someone does have a bit of an issue, whether it's yourselves or someone else or maybe one of the visiting European teams, everyone sort of clubs together and gets together and lends a hand.
Well, everyone will always help everyone else, and all the cars are roughly the same. All the parts are, in theory, all the same, and we would help the competitor. In the past we've helped someone who's then beat us. That's racing, that's sportsmanship, and that isn't common in one make series. I'm told that in some one make series they all hide each other and they don't talk to each other.
Some championships will remain nameless for now, once again, 2CV 24-hour.
Thank you very much, Pete.
Yes, and here is Pete himself. If he looked deep in a debrief about the car and about the qualifying session.
Yeah, you try and do your little bit for everybody. So I get dragged from one place to another, and you do your best. Get everybody out there, get them all as fast as you can, so they have a good weekend.
It seems to be sort of a bit of a black and white qualifying for the team anyway, with one car doing really well and one sort of struggling, but yeah.
We've done what we wanted to do. We lost an engine early on today, so that caused a little bit of a problem, but we're now sorted out, and we're all sorted. Both cars are running okay. Everybody's qualified, so I don't think we can do much more than spend it as it should be and do our prep and get ready for tomorrow.
Fantastic stuff. And what will the team be doing to actually prepare the car for the race? Any particular sort of things in mind that you can tell us?
Yeah, I mean, we just basically go over the car, make sure everything's nice and tight, check for breakages and leaks and anything like that, just as much as we possibly can do before it goes out. I mean, the car's going to get hammered for 24 hours. Most of these cars race during the year, so you've got that on top of it, so you can sometimes find bits and pieces that you're not necessarily aware of straight away. So just going through it, making sure things are right, getting our toolkit sorted out, so if we do have a breakdown we're ready. It's all about the preparation in the garage. That's as much of a part of winning as actually the driving and how fast the car is. If your car's fast and you get a problem and it takes you ages to sort it out, you've lost your race regardless. You never ever make that time up. So preparation is key to all of what we do. So
fantastic stuff. Thank you very much for chatting to us. Congratulations, and we'll see you in the race. No doubt, doing well. Certainly at the start, anyway. But I hope you could hear all of that. I think we were deep in the midst of lots of technical stuff going on, so I don't know how much of that interview you actually caught.
I think we caught most of it. There was a couple of little dropouts.
Yeah, to sort of set the scene anyway down that Team Lion. It's obviously been a bit of a stressful qualifying session, with one half of the garage almost kind of relieved, it seemed like anyway, and the other half of the garage doubly relieved, really.
I think it just goes to show what 24-hour racing's like. You just never know what good or bad luck you're going to have, but hopefully it sounds like they've sorted out their problems, and hopefully they'll have a good race tomorrow.
Indeed, yes. So I think, unless there's any other business to attend to, is the.
Well, I've got Sarah next to me. Have you had a good time, Sarah?
Yeah.
What did you think of that qualifying session?
Well, it was dark.
That's generally the idea.
Well, I've got news for you, Sarah.
Yeah?
In the race, I don't know how to break this to you, a lot of it will be dark.
Like about half of it?
Yeah. That's really, really shocking.
What, my sarcasm or?
Oh, this child is so sarcastic. I
Yeah,
don't know where she
very-
gets it from.
Very, very sarcastic.
Have you got who's your favourite car? Who do you want to win?
I want everyone to win, but that's not really possible.
That's a very good answer, though.
Yay.
Exactly.
yes,
yeah,
it's-
that's a very more diplomatic than you, I suppose, as well, Christine. So it's
Oh well, I should just quietly support the Dutch guys.
yes, and
do quite
we
like
found
the
the
Dutch
possibly the one Dutch guy, the one person anyway on pole position who doesn't speak a word of English. So well done me for finding him out.
Well, bless him. He did say in English, "I don't speak English." So
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I suppose that would be the default only English phrase that you could probably say if you don't speak English.
oh dear. But full marks them for coming over here to a foreign land and having a go in our quirky little race. It's great to see them come over here and have a go,
Absolutely.
and actually generally have a go pretty quickly.
Yes, not just pretty quickly, but the quickest as well.
Yes. Well,
it's
they do have a bit more punch in those engines than we do.
indeed, well, we'll try and set the scene for the rest of not qualifying for the upcoming race. See, I'm already forgetting words. It's coming up to 10:30 at night.
I know.
see.
What are you going to be like at 3 o'clock in the morning tomorrow?
I'll try not to think about that. We'll worry about that when we get there, I think. But so far then, Christine, what's it been like for you as a racer, not racing? Sorry to rub it in.
I've got itchy feet. I want to be out there having a go. And I got really, really tense when I saw everybody start to queue up to sign on and go to scrutineering. And it was really like, I feel like I should be doing something. But hey ho, back next year.
Yay.
Exactly. Maybe, perhaps, even racing at the Spa 24 hours. Perhaps.
It'd be really nice. I'd love to have a go. In fact, I'd probably get cursed for this. I wouldn't mind having a go in the C1.
Oh.
Which is a bit of a hot topic, but I'd love to go over Spa. I haven't even got a passport at the moment, so it'd be a bit impossible right now. But yeah, I've only done Brands Hatch this year, and I wasn't particularly quick because I think I was trying too hard, and I kept melting my front tyres. And you shouldn't really have tyres that hot.
Are these all the driver excuses coming out now?
Yeah, I need to sort of, the car needs a bit of updating and a bit of TLC, and I need to remember how to drive. But the plan is to be back properly next year, so.
Wise words.
But you know what they say, if you can't do it, talk about it, so I'm talking about it.
And I must be doing more talking than anybody because I can't do any drive. I've never been in a race, to my shame, other than a kart race.
But
So-
you know what? Indoor karting is a great way to start racing. Don't knock indoor karting because it is competitive, it's
Cost
fun,
effective.
it's cost effective, and a lot of young people probably start doing that, and you don't have to aspire to these bonkers fast karts here. Yes, daughter next to me is jumping up and down. Yes, you used to Bambino kart, didn't you?
Yeah.
But she retired from her karting career at the age of 8.
Why?
Because junior karts were a bit too scary.
I think I'll be fine with them now.
But because
They don't get any slower.
I think what she said at the time was the Bambino karts only have one very small engine in. The junior karts have 2 engines, and she didn't like the vibration. She didn't like having an engine each side.
And it's like they're impossible to get out of without burning your legs or like falling out.
Well, luckily that's never happened to me yet.
Oh, this child
So-
falls out of cars all the time.
And off chairs.
So probably not a good idea racing
We'll have
cars
to
just
put
yet.
some warning cones around you wherever you're going, just in case.
And
just
plenty of rubber, rubber cell and padding and cotton wool.
All right, excellent. So, Christine, it's been a absolute pleasure to have a chat with you and to sort of talk through and describe and have a bit of a sort of a dry run for the race, to be honest, which is really what it actually was. Thank you to everybody who's tuned into our various live streams and now turned my lights off in the studio. Thank you for that. I can't see a thing.
We've got lights on up here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you very much to everyone who, like I say, has tuned in online to our visual radio stream on the Facebooks, and we will be back from 4:30 tomorrow afternoon for the build-up to the 2017 Liqui Moly 2CV 24-hour race. And final thoughts from you, Christine, before we go off air.
Well, I think it's going to be a good race, so I look forward to speaking to you all tomorrow, and hopefully everyone's qualified, and hopefully it's a cracking race.
Indeed, yes, and really, that is it, really. And so, thank you very much, as I say, for tuning in. Thank you to all the marshals who are here at Snetterton who've put in a shift and a half today. Started at 9 a.m. some people, and it's now 10:30 p.m. and got to get back up in the morning to do a completely separate, almost, race meeting as well, looking after a full day of supercards as well, and amongst other things. So thank you very much, and that is it from Motorsport Radio for today. Join us again for our live stream tomorrow from 4:30, where we'll also be having a visual radio stream. Thank you very much, and have a good night.
Liqui Moly 2CV. It is the 2017 Liqui Moly 2CV 24-hour race.